He was really proud of being a World War II veteran. He didn't go anywhere without wearing his ball cap, which said World War II veteran on it. So this is a vintage photograph of my mom and dad when my dad was in the Army.
Ending a guardianship isn't easy, but Rebecca Olvera Schultz got her father, Guadalupe, out of one about a decade ago.
Yeah, here's one of his Army pictures.
This all started when her mom suddenly passed away.
My mother was ill-informed or misinformed that maybe she should put my dad under a conservatorship only due to his physical disabilities. This is a little mixed media mask on canvas.
As a California resident, Rebecca, or Becky, couldn't take over a conservatorship in Nevada. She says she asked professional guardian Jared Schaefer to temporarily take it over back in 2009 and then end it.
I said, how long is this going to take? Oh, I don't like to hang on to these cases for very long.
Instead, she says a years-long ordeal followed.
They stand in court and say, it's in the best interest of so-and-so to, for us to be in charge.
After Schaefer became a guardian, his company, Professional Fiduciary Services of Nevada, started charging her father's account for his services. Becky provided us with invoices adding up to nearly $34,000 over 2 years.
This was just said X amount of emails at $250 an hour, total for the month, $6,000, $7,000.
Anytime Becky filed a complaint in court or filed a motion to end the guardianship, Schaefer would charge her father to defend himself, a practice that is completely legal and court-approved for guardians.
Well, my father had already been talking about how angry he was about what they were doing. He felt like a prisoner in his own home.
In court, Becky argued her father was competent to make his own decisions, as shown in the psychological evaluations, despite having Alzheimer's. She also argued that while he originally wanted to stay in Nevada, he had changed his mind, and that he expressed multiple times he wanted to live in California with his daughter as his guardian, not just to her, but also to third-party evaluators. Schaefer and his attorneys, on the other hand, argued in court that Guadalupe's dementia had likely progressed, that Becky didn't have a relationship with her parents, and that her father had said to previous evaluators he wanted to stay in Nevada. Eventually, Becky crossed paths with a man named Charlie Pascal, whose story was all too familiar.
I said, you better get your father out of Nevada. I said, the guardian that you have will kill him.
Only Charlie says his mother-in-law, Marcy Dudek, died in 2010 at a nursing home she was checked into while under Schaefer's care.
The 2 times we talked to her in Nevada, she actually asked for help. She said, please come and get me. She asked twice. Both times we called, that's when Schaefer cut off the communication.
We reached out to Jared Schaefer, and he declined to comment on the 2 cases.
They're trying to basically take advantage of the person in the conservatorship who has lost all their rights.
Marcia Southwick is the director of the National Association to Stop Guardianship Abuse. She says a lack of regulation makes it easy for guardians to exploit elderly or disabled people who are placed in conservatorship, and she's pushing for reform to change that.
First of all, we need data. There's no central database to keep track of the people who have guardianship over innocent people. And the other thing that needs to happen is there needs to be stronger monitoring over the conservatorship or guardianship so that we know that the protected person is safe, because we really don't know that.
After multiple attempts, Guadalupe was finally able to speak in court.
I'm going to go to California. I don't mind no matter what. I'm not going to live here. I don't need that man either.
Okay.
I don't need Jared.
But the Clark County, Nevada District Court kept Schaefer as the guardian until they could prove he really wanted to be with his daughter.
It was after that hearing I thought, that's it, we're getting him out of here.
Like something out of a movie, they drove from Nevada to California to make their escape.
The caregiver was sleeping, and my dad said he wanted to leave, and so he got in the car and we left.
Even though Becky says her dad wanted to come, the district court ordered she return him since Schaefer never gave them permission to leave. And when Becky didn't show up with her father at court for fear of losing him, she got issued a bench warrant.
His wedding bands, and then this was a ring he wore all the time.
It took nearly 3 years following Guadalupe's move to California for Schaefer and Becky to reach an agreement over the guardianship, finally ending it on April of 2013.
Nobody else got their parent out of there like I did.
Laws regulating guardianships or conservatorships vary from state to state, but since 2010, Nevada has made some reforms. The Nevada Supreme Court in 2017 created the Permanent Guardianship Commission to make recommendations on the laws governing guardianships in the state. That same year, the Nevada legislature passed the Protected Persons Bill of Rights, guaranteeing people in guardianships rights like access to an attorney or contact with family members.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.